Four of the elected members of the Edo State House of Assembly, who are yet to be sworn into office following the political imbroglio that engulfed the state over 2 years ago, spoke with John Chooks Onuyim on their travails and plans to enforce their rights. Kingsley Ugobi was asked, "We deserve level playing field. How do you feel that after 2 years you have not been sworn in as a member of the Edo State House of Assembly?" His response was, "Of course, it is terrible because I was elected and never wished all those things would happen. I was elected and got ready to be inaugurated. Unfortunately, the executive arm of the government is not giving us that level playing ground, or they are not giving us that opportunity to serve our constituency. I feel the challenge falls on the journalists, people like you, who should take it up for a situation where we now know that people are yearning for the autonomy of the legislature, yearning for the autonomy of the judiciary. I think it is for the executive to hands off on the issue of the legislature and allow them to do their things their way. If that is done, we would not experience what we're experiencing now. It is very unfortunate." The APC governorship candidate in Edo State, Pastor Osaige Izeyamu, and former national chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshomole, have asked the governor, Godwin Obaseki, to be magnanimous in victory and allow for you and others to be sworn in. Are you aligning with this call? His response was, "That is the right thing to do. They didn't just say that now. They said it before the election, and the national leader of our party, Asewaju Bola Tinubu, also frowned at our situation. Unfortunately, all of that is not coming up now. Of course, I feel if the governor wants to be fair, he should be fair, even especially now." Finally, he was asked, "Do you have any regrets over the role you played?" His response was, "There is no regret because the issues are issues of standing by the truth and standing by the people, as well as standing for democracy. When you stand for the truth, do you regret? My only regret is the people and the governor should do the right thing by inaugurating the full assembly. I think that would be better for him. He would have a robust house that would also help the government to troubleshoot a lot of things that would better the life of the people. So I think the regret is that you are not there. Your voice is not heard. And because of one particular arm, the executive, which is not allowing the legislature to breathe." Next, Crosby Eribo was asked, "Judiciary should expedite action. How do you feel that after 2 years you have not been sworn in as a member of the Edo State House of Assembly?" He stated, "I think the Nigerian judicial system should expedite action on this matter because the matter is sub judice. I do believe that we are on the right side of the law. Section 91 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended by the fourth alteration is clear and unambiguous to the fact that the House of Assembly of a state shall comprise of not less than 24 members and not more than 40 members. This position of the law is sacrosanct and does not conform to any derogation. The so-called Edo State House of Assembly has only 10 members while 14 members have been locked out of the House. In a democracy, the majority will have their way while the minority will have their say. Sadly, in Edo State, the reverse is the case." Next, he was asked, "Are you aligning with the appeal by both Pastor Osaige Iyamu and Comrade Adams Oshomole to Governor Obaseki to have the 14 of you sworn into office?" He stated, "Pastor Osaige Iyamu and our leader only extending the olive branch to the governor Obaseki is an act of maturity and a deep sense of responsibility. It is also the hallmark of real leadership that accentuates the accommodating attributes of Iyamu. It is the way to go in a democratic setting as this is the standard operational procedure in a thriving democracy. Any regrets?" He stated, "I have no regrets on standing on the path of truth and the rule of law. If I had to do this again, I would still stand on the path of justice, truth, and due process of the law on this matter. Posterity will recount this incident one day, and all the 14 of us that stood to be counted will also stand on the good side of history. Politics without conviction is politricks. I play politics with conviction, and I will stand by what is right on this matter even if I stood alone. Next was Vincent Uwadia. He was asked, Obaseki should equally extend olive branch to his opponent, the APC governorship candidate Pastor Osaige Izeyamu, has congratulated the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki for his victory at the Supreme Court, and in the last 2 years, you have not been sworn in as a member of the Edo State House of Assembly. How do you feel about this? He stated, well, first and foremost, I want to reason like a lawyer. When a case is instituted in a court of competent jurisdiction, it is either you win or you lose. He lost at the Federal High Court. He went to the Court of Appeal, he lost. He went to the Supreme Court, he lost. And the only thing reasonable for him to do is to congratulate his opponent. He has won. I don't see anything wrong in it. One thing we expect the governor to do is that he should be magnanimous in victory, that he should equally on his own extend the olive branch to his opponent, who has deemed it fit to congratulate him after his victory at the Supreme Court. I subscribe to what he said, that political situations should be adopted, but the governor, as we know, does not belong to our party anymore. What do you think that your constituency must have suffered from your inability to represent them in the last 2 years? His response was, so it is an injustice done to the 14 of us because my constituency is not represented today. We cannot get any fair share of the budget of Edo State today because my humble self would not be there to attract projects to my community. When you are not part of the cooking in the kitchen, you cannot have the choice of food you want to eat. Whatever that is thrown at you, you take it. It is an embarrassing situation. My constituency is not happy, and I'm not happy because our voices are not heard in the House. What can we do when we have a governor that wanted it that way? Lastly, he was asked, when you say you are not happy, could that be taken as you regret the role you played in what happened? He responded, no, there is no regret at all. What we have decided to do, we may not be the beneficiary of it, but it is to make sure that the proper thing is done. 2 years down the line, we have not been in the House because we are fighting a just cause. Whoever will come as a governor will think twice before inaugurating the House at midnight. But if we don't fight it, if we don't challenge it, as we are doing, it means that we're instituting a system at the whims and caprices of the governor as he wants to do. The legislative arm is a different arm of government, and the essence of being a three-tier government is for balance, so there is no regret at all. We believe justice will be given one day, and the rule of law will take its place.